let me be honest with y'all. There's a part of us that doesn't want to be honest with where we are. We continue to blame other people for the failures in our relationships. But it's time for us to take a look in the mirror. How you looking? Huh? How you looking? Looking all right? You need to take a look in the mirror because oftentimes we are pointing fingers saying, well, this person did me wrong, or that person did me wrong, or I didn't have this growing up, or I didn't have that growing up. But at some point, the onus is on us. The responsibility is on us. And that takes a high level of self-awareness. Yes, it does. But at what point do we take the accountability and take the responsibility for our own actions or inactions? At what point do we say, I can't control myself, or, I don't know exactly why I continually fail in relationships. I need somebody to hold me accountable. What about that friend that you have? What about that person that you like to hang out with? Make them your accountability partner, or ask them, hey, do you mind if you are my accountability partner? There's some goals that I have in my life that I want to hit, and I want somebody to make sure that I hit them. It's almost like when you offer to have somebody work out with you. Hey, I have a workout partner. When you're under that bench and the weight is so heavy and you're doing one of these numbers like, I can't get it up. They're the one who's like, come on, you got it. This is the last rep. At what point do we have that spotter that can stand over us to say, hey, I got you? There's nothing like having somebody around you to say that I got you. But one of the biggest reasons that our relationships fail is that we don't take accountability for our own actions. At what point will we do that? At what point will we say, it's time for us to just sit down. It's time for me to sit down and realize that all the time that I was pointing fingers, I was really pointing it at myself. And I remember there was a time in my life where I was pointing fingers at everyone. You're the reason why I did this. You're the reason why I did that. You're the reason why I didn't graduate from college in 4 years. You're the reason why I didn't stop having sex with all these women. You're the reason why I was out partying and drinking and just acting crazy. But then I looked within myself and I said, self, do you know yourself? Or have you created an identity or a facade to where you're believing the character that you're continually acting out every single day? I don't know who can relate to this, but I remember where there was a time where I was acting. Yes, I was acting. I was an actor with no stage. No, actually the stage was you guys, everybody that's around me. But it took some time for me to get comfortable with what God made me. He made me at times socially awkward. He made me at times scared to talk in front of people. He made me sometimes to say, I don't necessarily want to be around people all the time. I'm an ambivert by nature. So there's introversion where I can just, kind of want to stow away a little bit or be within my own thoughts and be very intuitive. But then there's also extroversion where I can talk in front of whoever. But I sway in between those from time to time, depending upon the scenario, depending upon the situation, depending upon a lot of factors. But it took a long time for me to really put in the work. That's something that we have to be okay with doing. Putting in the work to find out who you are. If you're an introvert, that's completely fine. God can still use you. If you're an extrovert, that is completely fine. God can still use you. And He can use you to speak to someone who isn't necessarily your personality. Meaning, if you're an extrovert, He can still use you to talk to an introvert. If you're an introvert, He can still use you to talk to an extrovert. No one is excluded from doing the work of God. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you don't like people. I don't care if you aren't looking at this video. Oh, actually, I do care. But you get the point. There is work to be done. And if we continually avoid the work, then what are we doing?